What is happening, everybody? Welcome, welcome. My name is Joe, just your average Joe. It is Wednesday. No, it's Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me. We got some comments to go over. We got some sales to go over. Nothing crazy. This will be probably a shorter video. I may even pack with you guys on camera. I have started editing some of my stuff. So hopefully I get a hunting sourcing video out, your garage sale sourcing video out for you guys tomorrow. But yeah, so that's what I got going on now. If you have not hung out with me before, my name is Joe. I've been reselling full time on eBay for about 8 years, give or take. But I've been buying and selling on eBay since 2000, 24 years, long time. So I've been around a while. I've started this to help you guys, help share the experience, help share my journey. And if I can throw some nuggets out there from time to time throughout some of these videos that can help you along your journey or give you some inspiration to get stuff up on eBay, hopefully that's, or show you things that sell on eBay that you otherwise, mainly you'll see video game stuff, majority, but we do have lots of other categories that I sell in. So if it give you an aha, like, dang, I didn't know that went for that much. Again, that's what I'm here for. So appreciate you guys. I've also noticed through my analytics that we're getting a lot of watchers, but we're not getting a lot of subscribers. So if you're watching and you enjoy anything, if you got an aha moment, you got a nugget from me throughout watching these videos, but you haven't subscribed yet, but you keep seeing me on your feed, please subscribe. We're knocking at the door 700. I'm trying to reach 1,000 at some point before February, March timeframe. I'd like to hit 1,000. So at this point, we're getting close to 700, which is another milestone. And I'd like to get there sooner than later, and then just keep grinding up to 1,000. So appreciate you guys once again watching. Let's go ahead and get started for the day. Again, hopefully you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. I've gotten through a bunch of my video game stuff. Probably about half of the games that I had on my processing table yesterday. Haven't touched any of the systems yet because I got to get through all my systems upstairs, which the plan is today and tomorrow to get them suckers up, man, because we're pushing through this fourth quarter, and I have a lot of good inventory that I need to get up. But anyway, so that's kind of what I've been doing today. Been a little busy getting through cleaning and stuff like that. A lot of the games, I think I did through 30 some games. Only like 4 or 5 of them had to be resurfaced, which is nice. So it is nice when you get a nice clean batch of games that don't really need much work other than just a little wipe down, and that's it. So definitely nice. There were some keepers for me as well. Castlevania on PS2. Kurt, don't crucify me, man. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started. The Dark 25 says my plan is to buy less and get the stuff up that I have. Same. So far, the problem is I'm hooked to Marketplace, and I keep doing deals. I just lost a deal this morning on another Rock Band drum set. The dude, we were in talks, and then all of a sudden he says, oh, somebody offered me full price, because I did offer him less. And so, like, he wanted 120 for the whole set. I was like, would you go 80? And he said, I'll do 80. I was like, okay, cool. And then, like, figuring out, when can you meet, and, just waiting on him to reply. Then all of a sudden he marks it as pending. And I'm like, huh. And I was like, is that pending for me, or what's going on? And he was like, no, I had somebody offer me full price, so I'm going to sell it to them. And I was like, come on, man, are you serious? I was like, we were in talks. We'd already established, like, I'm okay with paying up if need be, but the decent thing to do was to give me the opportunity, since I was the first one, to say, hey, and I told him this, to say, hey, I just got a full offer a full price offer on the item. Do you want to match that and go full price, or otherwise I'm going to sell it to this other person? At least that way you give me a chance, man. You give me a shot. But just to, like, come out, just, I don't know. I just think that's the thing I hate about Marketplace. Like, and then he hits me with, well, you shouldn't have been trying to haggle with me. That's the whole part of the process on Marketplace. You kidding me? I don't think anybody puts stuff on Marketplace expecting to get full price. Now, if you get full price, that's great, but you're going to get people beat you down. Okay, fair. But at least, and so I'm one of those guys. I'm gonna ask for a better price. That doesn't mean that if somebody does offer you full price, me and you were talking first, that you can't give me just the decency to say, hey, this guy offered me full price. Do you want to match it, or otherwise I'm going to sell to them? At least that gives me an opportunity to say, no, go ahead and sell it, man. You're good. Congrats on your sale. Or I'll come up and I'll step up to the plate and I'll do the 120. Thank you for having the decency to do that. So that's all it's about, just some decency, man. Like, just be decent with folks. I mean, that's all it is. Like, give me an opportunity. I have that happen several times where it's like, I don't want to pay full price. Because a lot of times you don't pay full price. You do get deals. So I'm going to try to get a deal. Now, maybe that's shame on me. Maybe he's right. I shouldn't have haggled with him and blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, like, you agreed to 80, you were cool with taking less. That's why people offer less, because you're expecting to take less 9 times out of 10. Okay, great. Somebody offered you full price. Well, give me at least a chance. Guy, you want to go full price, or otherwise, you're SOL. No problem. Give me an option. If I was the first one in line. Anyway, that's my rant for the day. That's all I got for you. Marketplace is the Wild West, man. That's all I'm going to say. It's the Wild West. But anyway, so far I've tested and cleaned all 3 Wii's and bundled them with some games. Good. Bundling with games is always good. I've made a dent in it, and I've made a dent in my it can't make money if it's just sitting there pile, or the death pile. But yes, I understand that too. It's so funny how things move when you discount them by $1 or $2. Thanks, Joe. Appreciate you. I appreciate you hanging out. Thank you for letting me know how you're doing, man. I like that. Drifter Thrifters says, let's go Buffalo. Buffalo had a good game, Drifter Thrifter. Hey, appreciate you commenting and hanging out. Buffalo played well, man. I hope they're saying Buffalo and Detroit in the Super Bowl. Let's go. So let's see. Mark says, geez, I had one of the lowest sales weekends ever. Mark, man, I'm right there with you, boss. I had a terrible sales weekend. $300 over 3 days, almost. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, 3 days, $100 a day, basically. It was terrible. It was atrocious. So I can relate. Hopefully things pick up. Yesterday was not the greatest through today, but this morning I had finally a good sale. Like I said, I sold a Switch. It's not like I got a ton of margin in the Switch. I mean, about $100, even though I sold it for $200, there's about $100, maybe $120 in profit there, because I normally get them with games and extra Joy-Cons and things like that. So I make it worthwhile to at least get 100 or more out of a sale, out of a Switch. So that's nice. So it's, the $200 isn't quite $200 sale, but it was nice to get a $200 sale this morning. Obviously, your cost of goods in it and stuff like that. But I try to, like I said, get Switches that have like several games that have like 30. If I get a Switch for $250 and it comes with like 4 or 5 games and it comes with an extra set of Joy-Cons, a lot of times it's like 30, 60, 90, 120 in just games, then maybe 150 for the Joy-Cons, and then you're only in it for like $100, kind of thing. So then you sell it for 2, and sometimes it's more games, and sometimes it's less games, and sometimes it's higher dollar games, and sometimes it's less valuable games. And like one Switch I picked up for like $250, she had like 10 games with it for, they were all about average $20 a piece, so that's $200. So I'm in about, plus a set of Joy-Cons and a Pro controller. So it was again, try to chip away at that end price, at that that cost of goods, by selling off those other little games and peripherals that come with it. Controllers, the same thing with PlayStations and everything else I do that with, to try to get my end cost as low as I can. So when it pops, it's like, okay, I at least made $100 there, maybe even 150, 200 possibly. It just depends on what all came with it. But anyway, Farsack Jack says, it's everywhere. I can't believe it. I never thought I'd be okay to buy it in a store and grow my own. Legal. Effing nuts. Hey man, rambling is better than not talking. True. I understand where you're coming from. The crazy thing is, to add on to my story from going to Vegas when it was not legal, and then the next year I went, it was legal. When you go into the dispensaries, and it floors me still to this day, bud tenders is what they had. They're called, at least in the dispensary I went into, they're called bud tenders, not bartender, bud tenders. I thought that was amazing. I'm like, that is, I don't know if everywhere does it. It calls the helpers or the people behind the counter bud tenders, but that place did, and it tickled me, and it still does to this day. Bud tenders, that's awesome. Anyway, Farsack Jack says, "Fine, don't go live." I mean, we're getting there. We're about 300 or a little over 300 subscribers away, and we'll start scheduling some lives. Mark says, I meant to say average house since you talked about the neighborhood last time. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, just have, it's a little 1,700 square foot. It's just 3-bedroom, a bonus room, nothing crazy. In a decent neighborhood, nothing crazy. I mean, we don't have the fancy anything. It's all pretty basic everything. The fanciest thing in my house is probably the tray ceiling in my master bedroom. Outside of that, there's not a lot of fanciness. It's all pretty plain Jane, basic house. It's not a fancy, crown molding and, what is the exterior, brick and what is it called? The architectural uh, roof and outside where it looks all fancy and jazzy and stuff. None of that. It's just a basic. But yeah. So just I enjoy where we live, man. Just I'm just your average Joe, man. Even if I was making a ton of money, to be honest with you, I'd still live here. Even if in fact, my neighbor is in the military. He's about to retire after 20 years. He owns a business. He paid off his house like 7 years ago. He's been killing it with his business. He does a moving truck business. He started with one truck, one van, and moved up now to I think he's got 7 or 8 trucks, and he's got a thrift store now here in town, and he's got an appliance store here in town. So I mean, he's moved and he's still living there, and and him and I talk occasionally, and he ain't planning on going anywhere. Once he retires, he's just planning, because it's even though it's not a fancy area, it's a nice it's pretty good area, and the kids it's pretty safe for the kids, and we haven't had many issues. It's quiet. There's only 17 houses in this neighborhood, so it's a nice place it's a nice spot. So even though he could move up to easily $500,000 house or more, and obviously demographic makes a difference. Like obviously if you're down in Florida or like Washington, of a $500,000 house is like probably what I'm in right now. Not much. It's just a basic house, because I get it. It's all about where New York, there's places in Texas, Georgia, depending where you're at and the area that you're in, a $500,000 house is just an average house. I get that. However, here in Fayetteville, a $500,000 house gets you some pretty good bang for your buck. So he could easily move into $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 house around here and upgrade himself tenfold, but he chooses not to, because we're not in a bad spot. So anyway, and we're kind of like in the country-ish, but we're not. We're close enough to stuff, which is nice, but we're still kind of in the country-ish. I mean, they are widening the road to 4 lanes in front of our neighborhood, which sucks, because we are kind of becoming not so much country-ish, like I said. But for now, it's still kind of country-ish, which is nice. Anyway, so Yarina says, okay, I learned that because I thought you could post your regular channel video section, but that makes sense. Then videos posting only in the live section. Yeah. It's for some reason, and if I could record it and repost it and have it in both the regular section here, like I normally do, and the live section, because it's going to go there regardless, I'd do that. I don't know if there's a way to put them in both places. But anyway, yeah. Farsec Jack says could have done a part 2 live. Could have done a part 2 live. Fair. Yarina says the processing table didn't last long empty. That's true. That's true. I was hoping to keep it empty for a while, but it's not. But I like it better now. Wow, that's money in the Avon stuff. I used to sell that years ago. Yeah, man, I already had somebody offer me from China $12 a unit on the green Avon items, and I've got them up for $30 a pop. They offered me 12. I counted them at 25. They said it was too much. I counted them at 22. They said it was too much. I was like, I'm debating on sending them a $20 offer just to get rid of just the green ones, the 13 green ones, which would be like $260 if I'm doing my math right. Yeah, $260, which is $100 profit right off the top, $110 profit right off the top, obviously minus fees and stuff, like 90-ish. So I'm debating on sending them, but it was just like $12. They weren't coming up at all. Every time I sent a counter, they were like, nope. They sent me a message every time and said, because of customs and because it has to ship to China, blah, 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 this is the most like we can do. Well, that's I'm not going to take 12. I think, and maybe I'll kick myself later, and I may just hold on to their contact information and like screenshot it so I don't forget, because it'll get buried in my eBay messages. So I'll screenshot it so I got their tag still. And maybe 2 months from now, if I'm still holding on to all that stuff, I'll be like, fine, I'll take 12. 12 at 13 is what, I don't know, I can't math right now, 160 or something like that. I don't know. So I don't know. We'll see. But for now, I'm going to keep it up onesie twosie and try to sell them at 25. I may go down even to $25 and put them up, and have them relit or bring the price down to 25. Right now I got them at $29.99. I start high. Y'all know how I do. I start high. $29.99 is on the higher side. So if I don't get any sales on them in the next couple weeks, then I'll probably drop them down to $24.99. And if I don't get a couple sales from there after a few weeks, then I'll drop it down to $19.99. And if I still don't get any sales after a few weeks on any of them, then I may get with the dude in China or the folks in China and be like, fine, I'll take 12. So I just, but anyway, so there's that. It says, uh, um, Kurt says, yo, average Joe, hell yeah, your lines are taking care of business. Wow, 3 copies of the game guy. There are none listed and one sold for 150. Name your price and list them bad boys. You demand. Well, from what I understand, they take it down. As the guy that sold it to me said, he put them up several times and eBay took them down. So you have to be strategic, I think, in how you list it. Maybe even not have the picture of it, possibly, because I think the AI maybe grabbing the picture of it. So I'm not sure. I got to be a little strategic on how I sell them. I got 3 copies. I am going to keep one for myself, but I'm going to try to sell the other 2 and get around eBay and see how that goes. Worst case, maybe I'll try Marketplace for $100. You know what I mean? $100 a pop on them or something like that. I don't know, but we'll try. I've sold CPAP machines and I've sold military stuff that you're not supposed to sell on eBay, and CPAP machines and medical stuff. So that sometimes you got to be strategic, and sometimes they catch it every time, and it's almost it's a lose-lose situation. So you just kind of give up. But there's been other times where I've kind of been, I've tweaked and changed and modified and blacked out certain things, and then it goes through and it works, and it sells. So I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll see where it goes. Jonathan says, replies to your comment, says there's a reason why there are no copies listed. If you list it, that triggers eBay's manual review before it shows up, and eBay will pull it for obvious reasons when you know the story. Yeah, I guess it's a porn thing, gambling porn, something. But John, you're not wrong, and I'm going to try to get around it and still get mine sold on eBay. So there's that. So, yeah. Phantom says, hey, Joe, making some deals on those games and consoles. Processing table looks healthy. I got another cash pile of games, and the guy game, gold, well, if I can sell it. Good pickups. Thanks for sharing. Thank you, Phantom. I appreciate you. Always appreciate y'all support, man. Y'all my regulars, man. I love it. Christmas around the corner. Hopefully more clothes get sold. You ain't lying, Phantom. I want them clothes to get out of here. All right, and the last comment comes from Winston Wolf. Winston Wolf, again, same thing. Appreciate your support, hanging out. Some of my OGs in here. Thank y'all. Joe, you're the best dude. Thanks for all the grade A content. Well, I'm just being me and hitting record. So, I mean, I thank you for watching and enjoying it, because it does help motivate me sometimes. There's some people actually enjoy what I do. Sometimes I think like, man. And then other times I'm like, oh, if people actually are watching. And other times I'm like, nobody cares. So it does help me stay motivated. So I appreciate y'all, all you guys commenting. Those are the comments from yesterday to today. Appreciate you guys once again. Sales, we only had 6, so I'm probably going to pack with you guys on camera just because it's only 18 minutes in. So first thing that sold was Oddworld on PlayStation. Sold, and Mario Party sold. I think Tinkerbell sold too. I want to say I think Tinkerbell sold. Let's grab that. Oh boy. And that one. I think these 2 sold. It's funny how sometimes you don't get sales on stuff for a while, and then all of a sudden it goes pop, 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 and things start going. So Oddworld sold for $12 plus shipping. It does not have the manual. Oddworld plus shipping. It also has a little crack on the back disc. I don't know if I disclose that. Read, no manual. I hope I disclosed that. Did I put that on there? I just noticed that. I put read on there. So I did. Okay, good deal. I think that back of the case has some damages picture, and I have a picture of the corner. Perfect. All right. See, that's all it takes. It's just a little, even that little crack on the back. There's a little crack on the back. It's missing a little chunk. I took a picture of it close up, and I got it. I put read in the title, and I put it in the description, just as a little damage on the back corner as pictured. That's it. That's all you got. It ain't rocket science. You ain't got to be overcomplicated. Make it easy and just tell it like it is, and that's what it is. So there's that. So that sold for $12 plus shipping. $12 plus shipping. Yes, Tinkerbell did sell. So Mario Party Island Tour on 3DS sold for $11 plus shipping. Tinkerbell sold for $10 free shipping. Tinkerbell. That sold quick. I just put that up too. So Tinkerbell might be, even though it's cheap, if I could have 100 Tinkerbells for $1 or for $10 sales, I'd take it all day if they sold that quick. I literally put it up a day ago. Arc, and then the cases. Arc. Let's see. Arc on PS4, and then the cases. Where did I put those cases at? That's gonna be fun because I don't remember where I put those cases. I sold a bunch of. So Arc sold for $13 free shipping. $13 free shipping. And let me find the Switch too. Switch, and cases for a Switch. Here we go. Sega Genesis. I think that's it right there. So I just got to find the cases for Sega Genesis. That's not it. So Switch. This is the one with Animal Crossing. Yep. So I always put my Switches. I try to get a case when so this sold for $220 free shipping. Anytime I do a Switch, I try to have a case with it. I buy these in bulk, the memory cards, so they have some extra storage. I always get the memory cards with it. I always have the Joy-Con controller and the Joy-Con triggers. I actually buy these because a lot of times they're missing these and stuff, so I end up buying these on eBay and just holding on to them. Obviously, you got your charger, your power, and you got your dock, so they can play it on the TV. So you got your dock. And again, I always have a case. I never really bundle these with games. These I don't bundle with games. But there you go. Switch. Both controllers work. No drift. I always make sure the kickstand is connected. Otherwise, I'm going to get a better deal on it. But I haven't really come across any that have the kickstands messed up on them. But I do know that that's a thing. So anyway, that sold for $220 plus $220 free shipping on that one. $220 free shipping. And then Sega cases. I bought these cases for myself to complete some Sega games that I had, and then I resold the ones that here they are. Resold the ones that I didn't need anymore, and or the sports ones that I couldn't use, and I bought them for $14, and I think I sold them for $14, if I remember correctly. And pulled the ones out of them. Sold them for $14. So they're just empty cases. They're mainly the sports title cases, so they're the bigger version of the case. This one actually holds both kind, which because it has that, but most of them don't have that. They're just the single kind. Yeah. Anyway, so sold those for $14 plus shipping. So that's it. Nothing crazy. I think I'm going to go ahead and jump off, actually. I'm going to keep this video short for today. Hope you guys liked it. Not a whole lot popping today, but decent. I didn't give you the number. So there were 6 sales for $317.44. So not too bad. I hit goal because after shipping and fees and stuff, it'll be over because that's including shipping and not including fees and anything. That's the total number. So that's not including fees and shipping that they paid. So once I deduct all that, I'm probably sitting around 250-ish. So hit goal, not too bad. I'm not, I can't complain. The big sale was the Switch, which I'll take and we'll hopefully I'm gonna try to get a bunch of stuff up, man. I got no helmet stuff happening. So if you guys know, I run a football helmet business as well. I've got nothing going on until Friday, maybe Saturday. So I've got today, tomorrow, Thursday, before I have to start kind of focusing on that. So that's my plan, is to get through the processing table again, get all the game systems listed, get as many of these games that I just picked up listed. I have one little batch of like 8 pieces of clothing still that's been sitting in my living room for like a week from the bins that I cleared out, and I got to get those up and listed because my wife was like, "You need to get these out of the living room." I'm like, "You're right." So I need to get that. I got a few comics from that comic pile. I did a lot of the stuff that wasn't selling onesie twosie, and then I got like 8 onesie twosies that I pulled out that should get maybe $20, $30 for those comics. So I've got like 8 of those to put up, and then I'm pretty well caught up. So my plan between the next 3 days is to really just hammer down on all this stuff and get you guys a video of the sourcing video. And I'm all caught up at that point, like for all my sourcing videos, all my eBay stuff, except for my cartridges and some of the other video game profit piles, as Picky Picker says, profit piles. I won't forget that. Except for my profit piles, outside of those, I'll be pretty much caught up again. So that's all I got for y'all. You guys make sure you're listing, putting things up. It's fourth quarter. We're right in the thick of it. So it ain't too late. Get stuff processed, get stuff up. We still got 25-ish days before we'll go back to, well, I mean, I feel like things are kind of regular right now anyway, but at least we have a hope of things selling more at this point than normal. So we still have about 20 days of that, 25 days of that. So get the stuff up, get it out there, get it out in public so people can get their eyeballs on it and try to get this stuff sold, because as we all know, we get a little slowdown after Christmas. The good thing is after Christmas into February, we'll see a little pickup again for tax season. But that's where we're at. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see y'all tomorrow, assuming we have sales. Bye, everybody.